I think that's enough dawdling at this point. Kind of losing track of things as I lose touch with reality. And here I am trying to snap back into it, and it's a bit of a challenge, to say the least. I was not expecting my computer to just up and die on me the way that it did. Also, by the way, you have a good rest, CSX. Where was I? So I was trying to say that a lot has happened in the last 3 weeks or so. After my computer died, we took my drive to the shop, and they didn't know what to do with it, so they sent it out to, what do they call themselves, Gilware or something? Apparently they couldn't do it remotely, so they have to physically... Well, if it was that simple, maybe things would be different, but what I was trying to say is that my computer died, got stuck in an endless booting loop of self-repair, and it couldn't escape. Couldn't read anything on the drive. We took it to the shop, like I said. It's currently being assessed by them in a clean room, probably, to see if they can recover anything. But I lost so much in that. And yet somehow, so much of my stuff has been saved because I had them on external drives. Like my Steam library, I didn't think that was saved. Apparently it was. A lot of the VODs and important stuff that I've had over the years, that's been saved, including my original videos, which I always keep a physical copy of. All my passwords are good, which is important. And all the files from school, going from like middle school through university, are preserved. And what else was there? Because I know there was more than that preserved. That much I can assure you. But there's a lot of things that I've lost. I lost the VRoid file for my avatar model and the VRM files associated with it. All the different versions, including, of course... Oh, how do I not have that set up? You'd think I'd remember to actually stick this on, but apparently I have not, so let me just fix that. But yeah, I had to reinstall everything that I used for streaming because that was not on an external drive, which also kind of sucked eggs. Just gonna flip this over. Change the position there. Okay. But yeah, I lost all my models and all the save files associated with them, including
the Milwaukee Road.
So there's that. I had to recover everything manually because, of course, they weren't on the drive. So VC Face had to reinstall that. Stream Deck had to reinstall that. OBS had to reinstall that and set everything back up again because apparently I hadn't set that up properly so that it would be saved remotely if that's a thing. What else was there? I've just been picking up the pieces, physically cleaning the inside of my PC because it was long overdue. It's amazing what canned air is capable of because I had spent hours trying to clean it in every way except the dust can, but the time or moment that I actually used that dust can, it actually finished it quite quickly. Yep, it's gonna be May. Anyway, was there anything else I wanted to mention? I've just been in such a funk trying to grab a hold of and recreate even a vague facsimile of what I had previously because what I lost was a lot and it set me back quite a bit, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to give up on that. I'm just going to keep going because that's all I know at this point. So for the time being, you don't have my avatar. Instead, you have this. Hi, everybody. It's Paige. But I didn't have the time or the resources necessary to recreate my model, so we're going to stick with this scoober right here, right now. While I still can. So yeah, just wanted to say hey to everybody. Of course, CSX 2608 Evan Afton and friends, and looks like that's actually it, now that I think about it. But I'm still glad you're here. Regardless, we should be able to finally hop over to the web browser. And as you can clearly see, quite a lot of stuff is gone because they were redeems that were related to models I don't have anymore. Hooray! Or should I say, fan-freaking-tastic. So yeah, this is what I got set up so far. Everything else is just gonna have to wait. But yeah, you can all hear me just fine, correct? I would certainly hope so. Moving on. Where is that? Ah, here it is. So this is where we left off last time, if memory serves correctly. And if anybody has anything for open office hours, now is the time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'll take that as a no. Moving on. Our first post tonight is this video adorned with music, though for some reason it says adjourned. No idea if it's copyright and if it will have a fit. Oh yeah, we should be able to just handle it just fine. I can't read the So Wes, what did they say? Why is it double-ended? Class 4343. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Oh. Oh my. That's why it's cursed. And is that corkboard or is that, for the lack of a better term, something else? It's hard to say. But that was from Particle Accelerator. What's so Denny B got this time? Oh yeah, we're looking at what we normally do, which is curse trains from Train of Thought's Discord. Go check out Train of Thought's Discord. Go check out his YouTube channel. Go check out his Twitter at TrainFactsGuy, though preferably try to avoid Twitter for now until Grok stops acting up, which might be forever. But yeah, he streamed today. He had a video yesterday. Go check him out. Links, as always, in the description down below. So, I feel like this is a repost. Just a goofy little... Oh. Oh. I see. It's got two buffers. Two sets of buffers. I'm not exactly sure why. And the goofiest of saddle tanks on the top. Mainline through Autistic Madness posted this. Did anyone order a popsicle? Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no. How did you let the ice get so bad? Number 30 for I don't know. Just completely frozen over. Like, they just left it in the shed all winter, and this is what happened to it. We've got stalagmites and stalactites forming of an icicle nature from all that snow melt and refreezing. Captain Hades posted this. The other NC and SL, which I'm trying to remember. But these are the other Northerns from the NC and STL. Railway, which I want to say has something to do with St. Louis. Which, just look at the smoke box. Like, what is going on with this headlight? And the partial streamlining. I admit that I actually kind of like this, but okay, this is pushing it. I can tolerate this, but I don't know. I feel like there's better ways of going about this. I'll never understand why they set everything up like this, and maybe I never will. ODNB posted some more stuff. Oh, right. This Heritage Railway. I had been looking through images to use as thumbnails potentially. This is one that came up. Or at least I think so. It was a while ago. But we just got ourselves this goofy diesel mechanical or some sort of locomotive of that nature. Oh, and here's some electrics. I always thought it was weird how they just couldn't connect this rod directly to this rod. It always had to be a little off center. Is there a reason for that? Clearly there must be, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Who do we have here, according to Zazis? I have no idea. Is this supposed to be maintenance of way? Or is it a DMU sort of thing? I don't know. Got some funnels up here. So I'm assuming there's some sort of a generator in here. Because there's no way there's a generator here. And there's no way that this is a regular diesel locomotive with a cab just being the last bit remaining, because this looks nothing of the sort. Ooh, that sounds nice. I'll have to mark that down. But something tells me I'm gonna for gore. From the Queensland State Archives series, part 36, more railway ambulances from Frank the Fox Demon. The first Dolby rail motor ambulance was built at Ipswich workshops. It was 8 foot 6 inches long, 7 foot 2.5 inches high, and 5 feet 1.5 inches wide. Powered by an underfloor 7 to 9 horsepower Indian motorcycle engine. The front was enclosed and had glass windows, but the roof and sides were all canvas. There were 4 20-inch diameter wheels, and the car weighed 11 CWT 1QR, which I have no idea what that is, but it's 582.5 kilograms. It was delivered to Dalby on a wagon, and it made its trial trip on the Bell branch on the 19th of September 1919. In June 1919, the local QATB had built a shed at the Condamine Street's level crossing with rails at right angles to the adjacent Tara branch in Main Western Line. The car carried a portable turntable which was placed on the rails outside the shed to the rail car, and at its destination to turn it, a portable telephone was carried. Sorry, I got the cadence wrong. The car carried a portable turntable which was placed on the rails outside the shed to re-rail the car, and at its destination to turn it. Stop. A portable telephone was carried, but this was of no use on the Bell and John Doe branches, which then only had telegraphs. With its iron wheels and motorcycle engine, the car was noisy, a characteristic of most of the cars, in this case railway ambulances. The car was immediately put to work in 1919 during the influenza epidemic, And in 1923, it ran 5,750 miles. In the 3 following years, 450, 592, and 703. It is reputed locally to have run 60,000 miles before it was withdrawn in 1926, but such a high figure seems unlikely. 10,000 is more likely, but its fate is unknown. But yeah, I was thinking they'd have one of those goofy, like, retractable hydraulic turntables that you have on the underside, but I guess not. I think we should be able to get to it, only for the sake of time. Oh, this is a bit of an operational security issue. Uh, Copy link. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. That is a lot of posts since last time. All on Roblox, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Any shorts? I'm not sure what to make of this. I feel like there's going to be claimable music in it. Anyway, off to the posts. Oh gosh. What have I missed? What on earth have I missed? How far does this go? Okay, so Notch 9, we had that. I think we saw this last time. And this one, maybe this one. This isn't cursed. This looks pretty normal. Though it is weird that it has this remote, unless it's unrelated. Wow, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna open that in a new tab, new tab, new tab, new tab. This is a video. I don't want to risk it. This is another one. This is gonna be a while. This is 4 minutes. This is 8 seconds. We'll get away with that. That's a minute. That's a repost. I feel like this is gonna get claimed. This one's weird. This one's pretty short, so this one also. This is just yikes. And then we got whatever this is. And this. Minecraft trains, that's a little too long. Oh, right, I think we actually saw this one now that I think about it. Or not. Okay, and the crossing gate's facing the wrong direction. I fell down. I'm just astonished you survived in one piece. Oh gosh. Oh lordy. Oh lordy, coming. I still think they could have used better sounds for the whistle in the Galaxy Railway series for the big one. But maybe that's just me. And these recommendations, gosh dang it. Okay, I just think it's cursed that the render distance is so low. And that crate is on fire. And the pilots are off. I don't know, the comedic timing on that panel just falling off is just mwah, bellissimo. I think this is the repost. G3A Hudson in Blue Comet livery of the tin plate era, which is curious. Oh, it seems to be acting up. Why is it I have no idea why it was acting up. Next up. Oh no! And everything fell apart. You had one job. You had one job. Press F to pay respects in the chat. Anything else weird? This is also Roblox, but the polygon count is substantially improved for this locomotive compared to everything else. I guess that's kind of strange. Is this too loud? Just let me know if it's too loud. But yeah, this video is just called E, which I'm surprised I haven't added that to my soundboard as I recover it. This is W, and I'm assuming it's a victory of some sort. Or not. This is another E, State of Rockport. Just turning the volume down a bit. Okay. You have a good one. I will see you soon. Oh, I was just kind of astonished. Well, that was fast. Anything else? I forget, is this the flying burger? There we go again. That one New England rail fan with the post. Wow, bro, you got the whole gang laughing at your joke. It's not funny at all. I am the 7470. Girlfriend works on the Conway Okay, let me start over. So this is the Canadian National 7470 versus a girlfriend. Your girlfriend does not work on the Conway Scenic Railway. It is not built by the Grand Trunk and Western. It is not a 018A. Was not sold to Dwight Smith in 1968. I certainly hope not. And last but not least, none of us have one, which is completely relatable for all sorts of reasons. Also, hi Susie, welcome to the stream. I wish I was able to stream a little earlier, but I was not able to because I was trying to set this model up, which took way longer than it should have. Let's see. Oh, drops Jacob and Friends promo image. That smile. That darn smile. But yeah, we got some stuff here. Is this Trains 2007? Eee, that's pretty good. And that smile, just that smile, I swear. Let's see. I forgot I put a switch that goes to nowhere, so my LRC decided to commit die when it wasn't aligned the right way. I wonder how that happened. You think putting stuff together like this, you'd actually have, you know, for the lack of a better term, set that switch properly? I don't know.
Oh, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Okay, that's definitely cursed. This is super duper cursed, though. I was low-key bored at school, so I drew this. Very real Mars. What are you up to? What on earth are you? I am Oscar the Wienermobile. And I'm just staring at this, being reminded that every day we stray further from God. Oh, apparently this is from a game. I'm just looking at...
Dude, it's such a lovely day. Look at the sky and everything. It's just...
I get Happy Wheel vibes from that. And of course the cap cut. Happiest Newlington Yearicles. Boy howdy. That doesn't get annoying fast. And of course we got this from Frisco Productions with the troll face. And they need the troll sound. Or is it the troll sound? Anyway, this is a repost. Or at least I thought it was. Let's double check. I don't know why it's in GIF form, though. Because we saw this, I thought, earlier, but... Yeah, we did see this earlier. It's just crunched, though. Absolutely compressed. This is just E. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of images. And some of these things are not like the others. This is a photo taken 10 seconds before disaster. This is hard to discern. But it's a power move, I suspect. And that's just a bus. And this is the Galaxy Railways if the Southern Pacific hadn't been merged with the Union Pacific. And this looks way better than it should. The Earth behind it, not so much. Here's another one. We got the big one, but it's got the consist for... Actually, is it the big one? No. It's got the prototypical headlight where it's supposed to be instead of in the goofy spot where the bell is. So yeah, it's just a space tour. With the actual big boy. Feel like there may have been a bit of a missed opportunity there, but maybe this was on purpose, and that is totally valid and understandable. Have a nice day. But this can write off, because why does it have a face? Why does it have a face? Also, why is the coupler yellow? There is no justification for this. And these are just images. The Engines of Neen Valley posted this. Britt Allcroft and David Midden. And it's Thomas just exploding all of a sudden. Anything else? Oh yeah, we got this one. Which I thought... Let's see. Drawn badly on purpose, says U.S. Wooden Railway. For the movie of all time, coming one day. Mandy's Marvelous Mandatory MHC Adventure! I just think it's funny that the knuckle coupler's actually being used as a hand. I still need to go check out this. I think there were auditions at one point for this. Should have taken them up on that opportunity. Anyway, let's get back to it with Captain Hades. What's with those big tanks? The WA and GR. We need more water! And that is a lot of water. But that is more than enough to quench my thirst. Oh, and of course, we got the loader. That's a new face. With this steam locomotive goofy bulldozer. Please tell me it's actually, you know, not slop. But there's a little plant down here. And this is just kind of mowing it down. I don't need any environmental commentary right now. Things are cooked as it is. No pun intended. I will say, though, I did see a headline about how last year all the growth in electrical consumption was directly consumed from renewable energy sources. So we got that going for us. Not that it's as good as... Oh my gosh. Northward Rail 30. What on earth... What am I looking at here? What am I supposed to infer from this? Who thought this was a good idea to make? I want to have a chat with them. You know, just a little chat. Just so we can... The Detective Comics... Blech. The Detective Comics... with Batman. Choo choo. I know I've done that before. I'll do it again. I'm still kind of... I don't know. Oh, and it's more cursed not just because it has a face, not just because the tunnel's shaped like the Joker, but also because this thing has no tender. It's a tender engine with no tender. Also, everything is not to scale. But that's neither here nor there, because I'm dead. But yeah, Captain Hades, the loader, Northward Rail, scrap iron. Oh yeah, there's this. Burlington Northern / C&S man. Santa Fe developed a high-speed coaxial train concept. It is a something train with a platypus-shaped lead unit to produce a desirable aerodynamic, I want to say profile, with individually powered wheels spaced at 4-foot intervals. At least from what I'm able to read from it. I wonder what everybody thinks. Platypus-shaped lead unit. Yep, Perry the Platypus. Perry the Platypus. Anyway, my screen is partially blocked, and this is a repost. But it's a train in the turntable well, and we haven't gotten an excuse to spin the wheel, so... Pin Central! Now all I gotta do is just... get my props. Which I still have yet to add. Am I able... No, I can't highlight all of these at the same time. I do want to ask, though, which of these you prefer? Because I have two different versions? That's gonna block my eyebrows. Do you prefer this? Or do you prefer this? It's shorter. And I thought it was a good idea to make it shorter because then it doesn't take up like half the screen. But yeah, I'll just add a bunch of loose stuff while I'm at it. Oh, well that's awkward. Funeral cap and blue lobster. Don't think I forgot about the blue lobster. I had to recreate that from scratch. I was thinking of using the background remover application online that I saw. Yeah, like I said earlier, they are in fact lost for now. And I certainly will try my best to recreate them, but that's neither here nor there. I have several questions, says an Argentine train fan. This was then. This is now. Oh my. Yeah, that does raise a lot of questions. How on earth are these both the same thing? I just have to ask how. Just how? American guy says, tell me this isn't the same engine. Okay, it is not the same engine. I wish I could read this, but there's a pile of garbage in front. Hold on a sec. But yeah, somebody said, yeah, that cannot be the original engine. And a green 5, of all things? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that either. Okay, that's fixed. Yeah, just a little guy. So, let's see. Richard Stradley posts, Stepney's season 12 face is actually so weird looking. And that's coming from a guy whose favorite character is Stepney. It does look kind of uncanny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for real, though. Also, it's got these little metal posts sticking out of the buffers, and I can't imagine why. Like, aren't the little bits of metal that are supposed to keep the lanterns in place supposed to be further back? Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Illustrated by Ushi. I feel like there's a pun in there somewhere, but I can't think of it because I'm not that smart. Also, one of these lights is off. or one of the lights are off. But yeah, JR train set, Union Pacific livery, just I don't know, it kind of hits hard. And here we've got the Oigawa Railway Thomas, who appears to be in the shop for one reason or another. Partially disassembled. I'm assuming for some sort of maintenance, but what kind I can't imagine. Also, why is there all this soot behind the smoke box? I just can't. I just can't with this. Oh. Eclipse, what have you done? What am I looking at? This is a Great Northern Railway locomotive of all time. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a keyhole. Meaning this is clockwork powered. Oh dear.
The Milwaukee Road.
Let me try to see if I can read the comments here, because it's becoming a bit of a challenge. Gosh dang it. It's supposed to be the N2, not the N2. Oh, sorry. The N2, N2, and times 2. The N22. I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere that I have just had whoosh over my head. In one ear, out the other. Maybe not for me to... Oh my goodness! Oregon Rail fan. 4449. What in the actual Sigma? This is an Australian locomotive with Union Pacific livery. In miniature, I think. No, I take that back. I think this is just a double header of some sort, and it was just photoshopped in place. But if it was a miniature, then someone's obviously burning up a lot of money. But I don't see the watermark for WDTX around here, so... Obviously, I haven't seen this one before. This one's a repost. Posted by Samurai K. IG the Nemesis of the Bat Train. Oh wait, IG the Nemesis 2... Yeah, I read that correctly the first time. I am smart. And for some reason, Yield C, which has posted this very mysterious tender. Thank you for what is that? Saving your day with us? Spending your day with us. Okay. There's just something interesting about this. Just a tender just rusting away in an open field in Canada. It's kind of, for the lack of a better term, it feels kind of melancholic with the overcast nature of it all. Oh, you actually saw something like that? That's interesting. This is giving me a tender feeling, says American Guy. Why is there a tender there, Richard Stiley asks. Is it being used as a water tank or something? And someone else just blurts out,
The Milwaukee Road.
and Biozone replies, TTB the Lorax said, "Hey, I've been there," as the Curse Signalman mod. And here we got CoRail 7382 with a short story, which I'm not going to read. He's seen things. Yes, he has. Especially considering his reflection is a repost. The 44th of the Twitter Living History series. Photos taken on October 9th, 1975. A loose tire derails a Toronto commuter train, injuring 30 passengers. More details in a second headline. Original Toronto Star caption: seats tore loose on impact and 31 people were hurt yesterday when 4 coaches of the Canadian National Railway's Toronto to Barrie commuter train veered off the main line into a siding at about 30 miles an hour and struck a refrigerator car. Derailment occurred near Davenport and Caledonia Park roads about 15 minutes after the train, with about 185 passengers, left image Union Station. Police above investigative report of tampered switch. So yeah, there were multiple images that we don't see here. Second headline: seats tore loose from the metal bases when 4 coaches on the Canadian National Railway's Toronto to Barrie commuter rail were derailed at 31 miles an hour and smashed into the refrigerator car on the siding yesterday. Blah blah blah. Many of the 31 hurt blamed seats for injuries. I don't think as many people would have been hurt if those seats would have stayed on, according to Harvey Sullivan of King City. But yeah, I'm just kind of astonished because this is a Pullman car. You'd think it would stay together a little bit better. But yeah, I can see why there were injuries. Like, there's no seatbelts, and there is no restraints keeping those seats down when there should be. Richard Starley posted this, captioned, "After the eye surgery, I can see everything. Even Pinkie Pie." Why is Pinkie Pie there? I don't know. I'm dead. Ooh, what's this? Starscream posts, "This thing we use to cut the grass along the track on our line." Well, that's one way to go about it. Not exactly what I was expecting, but I don't know. Redneck problems require redneck solutions. I'm just curious as to how they do it now. Oh, wait, they still use it for that. Okay, never mind. I just imagine this thing going very slowly, which I guess makes it more thorough. Silly fireless steam locomotive from Odinny B, and I agree. A 040 tank engine of this sort, it is a vibe. Not one I am cool with, but it is a vibe. Also with this oversized dome. Fowler steam traction engine converted to diesel power. From American Guy. Thanks, I hate it. Why did they keep the boiler, though? Like, they kept everything else intact except the old cab in the back. And they just, like, welded this on top. Where do I begin to explain all of this? I guess it makes sense because you can have the main drive shaft of this 4-cylinder engine go to the transmission and then head over to the stuff that's over here from the original moving mechanism and what have you. emits with... What am I looking at? Oh, multi-track drifting, of course. Which, yeah, that's good. That's good. And someone's got a better demonstration of this in this GIF here. Richard Stroudley with another short tank engine, not small as the flying buffer beam, but still small nonetheless. Quote, somewhat larger version of the front tank, 4-coupled shunting locomotive, this time with 12 by 18-inch cylinders and something something in January 1892 to Bignall Hill Colliery near Red Street, Newcastle under Lyme. This locomotive is seen here, something, 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 something. Oh, and of course it's got detached tanks on it. One for the water, one for the fuel, because of course. Oh yeah, certainly. If you're willing and able to, wait a bit. Wait, why isn't this... This is supposed to be live chat. Also, how am I supposed to see the timestamps? There used to be timestamps. Maybe it's in the settings. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, Lower Austrian State Railways, number 30 to 33, from Austria-Hungary, 1905. 4 were produced, and these things are disgusting. Numbers 30 to 33 of the LB were 4 3-axle steam rail cars built in 1905 and 06. The boilers and the running gear came from Kummerak, while the bodies were constructed by Rockbacher. Compared to the smaller numbers 20 and 21, they have an additional leading axle and a larger boiler. Like their predecessors, they had a steam dryer. 2 were operated on the Ernstbrunn Misselbach Hanenhall, or is it Hanenhall line, and one of the Kornelberg Ernstbrunn line. Pronunciation 100. Kornelberg. Blech. This is disgusting. The 4th one was served as a reserve. All were sold in 1919 to 1920. I still don't know who in their infinite wisdom thought this was a good idea. Especially to have the piston facing the rear and all the running gear along with it. It's just one of those things. And of course, it's got a vertical boiler that pops through the top of the roof, so that's a funny funnel, which means it's time to spin the wheel. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. No! No! Not now! Not now! Gosh dang it. Guess I'm just gonna have to close that off. I'm just glad I don't have as many tabs as I used to. Close, 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 close. And that's it. Actually, no, wait, there's this too. What else do we got? Alton, the dumb gambler, posts, just make the front slightly angled and boom, new streamliner. Oh yeah, I think we saw this one before, just not from this angle. It looks better from this angle than the other angle we saw it at, if memory serves. I just think it's weird that it has a radiator look in front. Is this a funny funnel? It's a headlamp combined with the smoke stack, and it's all streamlined unnecessarily. The Sir Winston Ducan. Or is it Duckin? Like a turducken. I don't know. Wheel spin. Post-it note. I think I can do that. Post-it note. Props. Add to props. I'm just surprised I didn't add that one yet. I wanted it fits perfectly on my forehead. There's just a certain level of joy that comes from that. Remember the 3 a.m. challenge videos? Do not order the Thomas the Tank Engine.exe potion from the dark web. That's not how any of this works. How long is this thing? 12 minutes. Gosh dang it, it's 12 minutes of I don't care.
Actually got the Thomas potion.
Bro, why are you dressed up as a What? What the heck? Joe, there's no way my brother turned into the train. Wait, should I get in? Dude, no, I'm getting in, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, the train's starting to move. Wait, why is the train moving so fast? Oh my gosh, guys, this is not normal. Dude, why are you getting on the train car? Dude,
Cancellation.
dude, get off. Dude, what are you doing? Oh my god.
It just dips to white. I feel like they really took too long on that one. It should have been faster. Okay, so he become train. Oh! We got ourselves the O-scale Wienermobile. We've come full circle. How trains can be made in another timeline. Master Tingus with the toddler train. Oh. Thanks, I hate it. Well, we are just gonna skip that. Yield C, which posted cursed train themes fire department's logos. Why does it look like it has a jet engine or a rocket engine in the back while having drive wheels of this sort? I don't. I just don't. This one just kind of eh. This one just feels like slop. And I certainly hope it's not. And this is CG. So somebody paid to have this come into existence. And last but not least, we got this one, which Salem Avenue Express Trotwood Fire and Rescue Company, number 73. This looks like a mixture of a photo and then some illustrations on top of it. Kind of like you'd see in a textbook where some kid was doodling on top of the important stuff. Zazzy's with this thumbnail, bro. Secretly riding trains across America. Yeah, I think I saw this thumbnail for this. And I have no idea who thought this was a good idea to make it like this. Please tell me it's not slop. I feel like it's slop. Because this wheel's different from this wheel. Because I know this is... What am I looking at? It's either a collage of multiple things that are photoshopped together or AI slop or some combination thereof. And it makes my head hurt. And I can't see the replies. Even though they're right there. Muka Skyla, I haven't seen a post from them in a while. What is wrong with you? Why are you blue? The F7 XX3650 in her old Stevenson Clark shipping colors from 1963. Very strange. But it kind of works. Kind of works. No, we got this from Alton the Dumb Gambler with a very crude 00 scale, at least based on the coupling, locomotive, an articulated one at that. A 2.8 plus 8.2. Actually, no. 2.8 plus 0.82. Hey, random stuff. Welcome to this stream. I know it's late and I'm sorry. It'll happen again. Julian Train Kid. Chat, how does one achieve such a wheel arrangement, and can it be identified? I would imagine this is a sorry. I was going with a French notation. What am I doing? This is a 4-2-10 locomotive. If not a 4-2-8 plus 2. I really can't think of anything else. But that's a funny photo if I've ever seen one. I do feel like this is a repost, but it's such a rare one that I can't help but want to spin the wheel. Oh, there goes the post-it note. Moving on. We got Gunter the TOT breaker at it again. Engine from the Immersive Railroading mod pack. Huge gauge goodies. Screenshot from the mod pack's Cursed Forge page showing one of the usable locomotives of this mod pack. The Ventus Gloria pattern mass conveyor engine. A giant's prime mover on a locomotive chassis is how this behemoth would be summed up as. Oh dear. You'd think the rails would just be solid iron blocks. But there's like motors. There's a motor here, but there's like motors here. I don't get it. And we got a Citadel looking goofy off thing here. We've got Warhammer 40k stuff here. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. Also, it seems like things that should be blocky are not blocky. But I will just leave it at that. And I feel like someone's coming to my door. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. Richard Stroudley posted, okay, so basically a while back on a new Thomas Toys, they used concept promo images of the new character at the time, and they look interesting, to say the least. Right image is the character in question in the actual show. Genuinely, who the is this, and what have they done to Philip? Oh yeah, this is the slop art. And this is the shunter. This is kind of as having a funny funnel if it just like vents straight out the middle like that. Actually, it's kind of a little in the front, but what would I know? Why is chat not appearing? That is a good question. Oh, it looks like it's working right now. But you know, it wouldn't be a stream if it wasn't scuffed, you know? Such is life. Here we got J2 with this modeler, which has made some impressive models in O gauge. These are more so blessed trains, or in this case, blurst. And apparently all in O scale. And apparently Alton Dumb Gambler also posted, imagine if they had gone through and built this. I don't know. Oh, Australian high-speed rail. Well, it would have looked interesting, that much I can say. But I think, hopefully there's enough time. Oh, this is 3 minutes. Gosh dang it. Alright. Just gonna push the play button on this. New tab. New tab. I don't need to actually like watch these straight. I can just kind of skim through them. Unitarian minister and amateur scientist born in England who moved to the United States in 1851. In 65, he patented the air-resisting train, capable of high speeds, completely covered in streamlined casing, and had diaphragms in the vestibules, whatever. Original patent drawings. So we are familiar with this, it's just... Now it's time to build the thing in O scale. You just got some rough ideas on how to sketch it out. So it's kind of working. It's still pending and tentative because it's all made from paper at the moment. Though I do think it would be a bit of a pain to have to take this apart and put it back together again in metal form. Ooh. Just gonna mute that because that does sound like claimable music. I just wish I could see the running gear though. But unfortunately, we will not have that opportunity. I wish we could see cross sections of the inside too. Yeah, it's still got the goofy music that's gonna get claimed if I play it all the way through. But it does technically work. I do want to see the assembly process, though, but I admit we probably won't because this was posted 6 years ago. And it doesn't look like... Yeah, they haven't updated us since on that specific train. So I guess we'll just move on to the next one. Hellman's Steam Electric Loco. I think, yeah, we're familiar with this. But now it's time to put it in O scale. I just want to see the base assembly of how this thing is set up. That's just goofy looking. But if it works, it works. I just wonder where the wheels came from and how that chassis was assembled. Because it looks like it's just made from wood. Yeah, it still looks like it's from wood and everything else is plastic or metal. With little extra brass fittings. Got some basic O-scale tin plate here for B-roll footage reasons. Now my question is it actually even able to couple up to things? Because for the time being, it doesn't look like it. It just kind of meanders. I was kind of expecting a little bit more, I guess. Got that classic YouTube royalty-free music. Oh gosh, this is goofier than I thought it was. The City Strasser goofy train setup. I don't remember there being anything in the back, though. Rough computer sketch. Definitely rough. MTH drive unit with cam motor, flywheel, and worm gear drive. Paper wood mock-up. Finished brass. I guess maybe this isn't as intimidating as I thought it would be. Painted and ready to run. I thought he was going to go a little faster. Because it is a high speed. Yeah, I don't know this music. Can I just get better recommendations than this? I need to add that plugin that disables that stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've heard this one, so let's... A nice current HO scale model by Wiseman. Here's the Thomas character, Southern Pacific. O scale. But what could we make from S scale in American Flyer? Or is that... No, that's O scale American Flyer. Rough concept drawing. That's one way to go about it. New engine parts. I was thinking they'd have something a little bit more. Cover added to tender forward compartment. And finished locomotive with oil-based Vandy tender. And here it is with Lionel freight cars. It looks kind of okay. Nothing to write home about. Is it goofy? Yes, very much so. And it is an interesting proof of concept, but I'm not sure if there's any other feelings I can have about this. The only critique I could have, hypothetically, is that it is made using brass instead of something more resilient. And there was more music that's probably going to get claimed. Crampton loco. Legal loco. Unsuccessful. Mock-up of wood and cardboard. Lionel DC motor for tender drive. Interesting. I think that's from a streetcar, actually, from Lionel. Here it is in brass. Here's all the bits and bobs. Here it is all together. Not necessarily prototypical in terms of scale, but if it works, it works. I do wonder where the wheels came from, though. And that should be it for that. Okay, we'll just mark this. Bounce back over here. Ooh, from the Queensland State Archive Series Part 36. A Train for a Train. The 1800 class new rail motor on a traverser at the Ipswich workshops. I forget what these are called. It's like a moving table. Unlike a turntable where like you rotate clockwise or counterclockwise, these train tables or what have you would just move horizontally in one way or the other. And once they were lined up, you could basically just roll whatever rolling stock you have to a different track without needing switches to save space. The old Sea Witch. If Brutalist architecture was a steam engine, bro looks like a razor train from Half-Life 2. I can kind of see it, though I think the razor train was more sharp in its edges. I think we've seen a handful of steam locomotives that were streamlined from the Deutsche Reichsbahn. Ooh, we got ourselves a really weird one here. The RDSO Discord user posted, "This I dug up on Google. The Clockwork Train Locomotive. Fully rigged, ERC controlled, highly detailed model of a steampunk train engine. Many moving parts, ERC synchronization for easy animation, high resolution textures of up to 4000 by 4000, suitable for close-up renders. Retractable smokestack." Okay, that's a funny funnel. "For steam engine backup. Moving accelerator lever. Openable winding socket that covers..." Oh wait, sorry, I misread that. "Openable winding socket covers and furnace hatch. All wheels synchronized into one dial." Okay, well... I guess that is a way to go about it. But yeah, we got funny funnel. Time to spin the wheel. Wheel, 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 wheel. Well, we already did this. Does this mean I get to get my tabs back? I certainly hope so. Let's see, history. Just hoping nothing weird shows up on stream. Oh, and it remembered that I wanted certain things muted. Excellent. But it muted them the wrong way, so I guess I'll just make some adjustments. That's better. Anything else in recently closed windows that I'm worried about? Not exactly. Moving on. So we reversed course on that. The Rail Breaker 4000 from Eclipse. What am I looking at? We got some sort of a Shay mechanism here and here. Kind of poorly set up, in my opinion, but I don't know. I can see the vision of having all the pistons and having each one individually power each axle, because there's like four-ish here and four-ish over here, one for each axle. But I feel like there could be better execution. How am I going to be alive? I've stayed up all night once. Multiple times. Irrelevance. Posted the following. The Bear Ljungstrom. Oh, right, this one. Still no idea what they were thinking with this. Big Ah headlight. So apparently this is real, and it's been posted by an Argentine train fan. And I can't see the reply because okay, this loco is a headlight. No boiler found whatsoever. This is what happens when you put a standard gauge lamp on a narrow gauge engine. But is it though? Is it narrow gauge? With all due respect. If we take a closer look at this, you can clearly see that this is a man. At most like 5 foot something. 6 feet tops. And this dude looks like he can't... I mean, this dude looks like he can lay on the tracks and have barely his head and his toes peeking through, which I don't think that's supposed to be the case, because it's supposed to be 4 feet 8.5 inches, and this is clearly a gentleman that's way taller than that. And all the scale of all these other things suggests this is all normal looking. So I think this is just a goofy headlamp on a standard gauge loco. But it would be funny if it was narrow gauge. Deploy the pairs! From Northward Rail. I just think this is funny that it happened in the Netherlands. I swear this GIF never gets old. I think it was in last week's Train of Thought stream. Oh, and oh yeah. Alright, who did this? From Hex, and it's the 4014 big boy, but it's this femboy on it. Which actually, I think somebody did. There's a streamer I know who did a Gajinka version of this. And I think they kept the the crude chalk writing on the smoke box. This is Femboy and whatnot. I'm just wondering what this is over here. Anyway, go ahead and guess what is absolutely wrong with this image. Those who will just look at the number on the locomotive will get what I mean. Well, I can tell you it's very dark. It is very, very dark. And I think that there should have been some adjustment to the lighting. I'm just trying to make heads or tails of this. No tender? Nah, if you look at the engine, you'll notice it's just the Union Pacific FEF locomotive, but the FEF locomotive is numbered in the 800 series. Meanwhile, this one's 614. And that's not all of it. The whistle is probably... Hold on a second. I just want to be able to stream in peace. Dang parents yapping about today's news events, which YouTube algorithm tried to push onto me earlier on stream multiple times. Oh, and of course it just, this is filmed on an iPad. Tell me it's filmed on an iPad without saying it's filmed on an iPad. Is that not its whistle? I'll just say the answer. The engine seen here is the Chesapeake and Ohio 484, number 614, in the body of the Union Pacific FEF. Union Pacific normally... Wait, the Northern... Ugh. The Union Pacific Northern poorly dressed is a 614, and the reply is just, bruh. Or should we say...
Bruh.
Anything else I'm missing? I just want to make sure... Nope, that was the entirety of that reply there. I didn't miss anything in the thread. Oh dear. Eclipse, what are you up to? A poorly photoshopped cab forward. And of course, I think you're missing a pilot wheel. Or axle, I should say. Oh, and of course... Oh, the more I look at it, the worse it gets, because there's pistons here, and there's pistons here, and they're all supposed to be hooked up together, I think. It's just, the way that this image is cut off doesn't do it justice. It's just a dumb idea. It was a mistake. Stuff from Twitter Part 2. Messed up DIY railroading, IRL. Seriously, watch the video, but ignore the dumb statement by the person who posted it on Twitter, acknowledging it is not worth your time. With the current trajectory, this will be Europe's infrastructure in 20 years. Just casual field railways, goofy shenanigans. We got the cane train strung up behind the logo. But yeah, bros are struggling to get this enough tractive effort to actually get by pouring sand on the rails manually. Tell me this is improvised without saying it's improvised. Because I feel like they're just going to tear this up any moment after this train passes through. It's just taking sweet to your time. To be honest, I feel like this is just trains now in America. Because the tracks are so poorly maintained to appease the shareholders by cutting corners. let's see, J2 posted, holy, and this is a 1/24th scale Super Carrots by Brian Franklin. Yes, I want to see this site.
Boys and girls, as promised, this was the second purchase from Brian Franklin. I think he said to me he bought this in 2002 or 4, somewhere there. Built for the same guy, came out of the same collection. And as the 36 glass this, let me tell you what this is about. The Super Garrett was something that the SIR contemplated at one point, and there were drawings for it, but it was never built though. It is an absolute monster. Now, next to it there, you see a GM AM Garrett in the same scale. Now, if I lift it up like that there, you can see the difference in length. So, wait, let's get them sort of straight here. Right, that's straight there. And you look at the end here.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, no, it's a monster. Well, the model is 1.66 meters long. And just to put that in perspective, that's about 40 centimeters longer than a GM-AM. So, also got 8 cylinders, 2 high pressure, 2 low pressure per side, apparently. And yes, and as with the 36, the small, it was built out of 2 LGB mallets. All right, so he used the motor blocks out of the mallets, and he just built the body scratch.
I'll just leave a link here so that you can ethically watch it later.
Drawing. Now, just to put it out there for you, look at the detail in there.
Because we can only see so much of this before we have to wrap up. But yeah, I want to see this goober go.
It's a big train, eh? It's a massive, massive train. There are very few things that would make a GM-AM in 124 scale look small. Very few. And that's one of them. I mean, there's the GM-AM here. Yes. So, let's just park it next to 2 Class 34 4s there, and we see what the size, I'm sure it's very close to about the same length as 2 Class 34s. Yeah, it's level there. No, okay, just doesn't make it. It's very close though. It is a massive machine. So yeah.
But yeah, I think that's more than enough. We should be able to move on. Okay. 3P51 with the repost. And more spam. No pun intended. Or in this case, pun intended. I think these are some streetcars that are being burned up for scrap. When it's Earth Day, but no one cares. Sad exhaust noises. E-girls, E-bells. Yeah, the electric bells just ain't the same. Oh, this thing. Boy, this has seen better days. You can see the old paint job atop the new one. Also... Oh, no, wait, that's just the step ladder that's just kind of in front of the plow for some reason. Not a wheel... I mean, not an arrangement I would have expected in front of a safety cab. Oh boy, this is old. I haven't seen this in years. Literal years. That's how long we've been doing this. And someone just replied femboy question mark. And all I have to say to that is yes. Frank the Fox Demon, what do you got? The Russian Railway G4/5 from Switzerland, circa 1904. 29 were produced. What is this goober? Oh. When did it get such a tiny tender? A goober of a consolidation. And of course it's narrow gauge, because why wouldn't it be? Oh my god, that plow. It's so wide. Like, it just almost doubles the loading gauge. And it's got these little bars up here to stock up on more wood, even though it's probably not supposed to be powered by wood. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I meant to zoom in. Enhance! Oh well. Anyway. So, the G4/5 was created in 1904 after a saturated two-cylinder compound 280 built by SLM for the Ethiopian CFE in 1902 had been tested on the RHB network. The RHB received the first four, numbered 101 to 4, in 1904, which were largely identical to the Ethiopian locomotives. The second and fourth driving axles had a lateral play of 40 millimeters. Ooh, that is a lot of tolerance. Although top speed was only 45 kilometers an hour, they had to haul both freight and passenger trains on steep passes. Initially, the requirements included that the G4/5 had to haul a train of 90 tons up an incline of 3.5% with 80 kilometer per hour speeds, but in results, they actually accomplished 22. But the next order of four that was built in 1906, only the first two were built as saturated two-cylinder compounds. The other two were built as superheated simples. All these four engines had tenders with 9,800 liters of water and 2.5 tons of coal, since the original two-axle tenders with 5,000 liters and 2 tons were too small. Production was completed in 1915 when the total of 29 had made them the largest class locomotive on the RHB, of which 23 were superheated. Number 129, the last one, was special in that it had a feed water heater. Most of the time that they were used would be on the Abula line. The RHB had already begun to electrify their network in 1914, and by 1919, this work was completed. Starting in 1927, were sold to the Ferrocarril de la ROFL in Spain, where they were used until around 1970. Oh, wow. 2 were sold to Brazil, and with 18, the largest number came to Thailand. After their withdrawal in the 60s, the original numbers 118 and 123 are still on display in Thailand. The RHB had kept their last ones, numbered 107 and 108, as reserve locomotives, which were independent of the overhead line. Both were preserved and are still in working order. Hence the more recent image here. But yeah, for some reason... Where is this? Where is this? So yeah, these trains have been places. Dang, I had to cough. So yeah, these are actually coal-fired, though for some reason they have all these bars for some reason, and I can't imagine why. Samurai K with What Am I Looking At? And 2, how did they even paint the German kill rings on the barrel? I don't know. They probably painted them on and just put the thing in place. I don't know. I'm just wondering how they actually got this whole thing here, because clearly, this turntable thingamajig must have been attached to some other tracks at some point. Otherwise, how else are they going to get this over to where it needed to be? Richard Stradley with a classic Velocipede. I've ridden one of these. There should be more of them. Meanwhile, we got Gressley's side. And they're heartbroken because... Or the chat, or the other users are heartbroken for some reason. I think it's just because they just took the headlamp out. Oh, and of course this is an American locomotive with British buffer beams. Haven't had one of those in a while. Spin! Post-it note, once again! So I will just put that back on my forehead. And mark that down, and we should be able to hit back. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Northward Rail 30. The third pick is a JP collaboration with the US. The gauge-changing train, tested in California. Little info of this was documented. The fourth pick is my creation, a 482 articulated mountain. But we got ourselves this goofy TGV, which I am assuming is supposed to be kitty-sized, so you can just, like... Oh, and it's by the brand Toys Toys. Yes, and the floor is made out of floor. And we got this boxy goober. I don't think I've seen this one before. And there's been quite a few box-shaped electric locomotives from the JNR and the JGR. I would wonder, and I'm curious as to why they needed a gauge-changing train in California, no less, because, like, California, for the most part, is standard gauge. There's hardly any narrow gauge in service left. I mean, the closest I can think of was probably on heritage railways, so they would not have much application here in this state. I'm still having to live with the consequences of... Oh gosh. I need more images of this. I need more images of this, please. This did not need to be articulated, but you have chosen violence today. And you've turned a single funnel into a double funnel using nothing but cardboard. I guess that counts as a funny funnel? Hard to say. Huh. Didn't think we'd hit that. But that just means it's time to take this off. And time to put this back on. I still need to edit this so it actually looks more legible. Oh gosh! Probably still works, says O'Denny B. From the Martin E. Hansen collection. Oh. Oof. What happened here? What happened here? It's like it was in a crash and a wildfire at the same time. But there's still trees in the background, so maybe that's not what happened. I have many questions. Too many questions, as a matter of fact. Buff right out, says Amphibious Rock. RK replies with, "'Tis but a scratch." I swear these posts of GIFs from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, just perfect. Better condition than the 1278. Just test the boiler integrity with a hammer and throw a fire in her, says Shadow Ego Hybrid through the Cursed Signalman. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. Sure thing, Biozone. But yeah, Matt the Mat asks, what happened to it? Was it a shed fire? Lego Master 116 says, looks like it. I feel like it was more than just a shed fire, because sheds don't casually just, like, make or create that much damage. But maybe I'm wrong. Here's a weird one. I don't even know where to begin with this. With these wheels, just... You ever get that vibe that something's just standing on cinder blocks? Because this is the same thing in my first impression. I don't know why, I just feel that way. Anything interesting here? Oh, this goober. The Nordstern A222 with the goofy off funnel, which means I have to spin it again. Gosh dang it. Based on true events, the terror. Let's see. Ooh, these things. The McKean cars. From the Queensland State Archives series, Part 37, The Return of the McKean Rail Motor, Australia Edition. Oh, now I see why it's Australian. It's got buffers. And for some reason, it's got this weird drive system that I don't remember seeing on the other motor cars from this company. They always have nice back lounges, though. Though I think it would kind of not be great to have to sit behind this thing. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think yesterday was Penguin Day. International Penguin Day or something. Co-Rail 7382 says, pumping up the air. Yeah, you gotta put your back into it to maintain pressure. I do sincerely wonder, though, if this dude sincerely thought to himself, this is all I'm gonna be remembered for. Not my name, not where I lived, not the friends and the family I made along the way. Just this image, and nothing else. But I guess that's how most memes are. Life ain't all cookies and cream, bruh, says Richard Stroudley with... I just... Why does he look so happy? Also, like... Where do I even begin with this? The windows are missing. I'm speechless. And I can't read that, hold on. Blood is high, man. I guess... Was it really worth reading that? I guess not. "45th of the Twitter Living History series. Date the photos were taken was January 21st, 1923. In a dramatic wreck, a train leaps headfirst into the Ballyvoyle Viaduct in County Waterford, Ireland. More details. A ballast train wrecked at Ballyvoyle Viaduct with the carriages hanging over the embankment. In the early hours of the 21st of January 1923, the ballast train had been engaged in repairs in the Durrow area and left for Waterford. It was intercepted by Republicans and sent back westwards towards Ballyvoyle Viaduct which had been blown up in the previous August. The locomotive numbered 189 and the Inchicore J-15 ended up at the foot of the viaduct piers and the ballast carriages draped over the truncated embankment. Oh, I see. So, this is just part of the ongoing conflicts between the UK and Ireland back in the 20s. Oh, and there's a post about it in Catastrophic Failure. Oh dear, what's this? Hi there, welcome to the stream, Clocks8871. An Argentine rail fan posted what? And I feel like this is Photoshop, but I can't discern which kind. Oh, it's photoshopped as the Deutsche Bundesbahn. Oh yeah, I've heard only good things about Tomodachi Life. I do have to admit, though, that I hate the text-to-speech for all the characters. But yeah, this is a British rail locomotive, but it's been painted black in Deutsche Bundesbahn livery. Oh, me! Let me translate. No, I can't translate. Gosh dang it. This is why I shouldn't be using Firefox. Because I don't have the auto-translate in place for these kinds of things. But yeah, I just lost my model because my computer died, so this is what I have to use instead. It's an orb-shaped owl. The Maneki Fukuro. Captain Hades posted the Boston and Albany 480 with massive compound cylinders. Oh yeah, I all I got were the spoilers, but I think there may be more that I haven't seen. But yeah, Boston and Albany with this goofy ah wheel arrangement and cylinders that are just way too big. At least in my opinion. Well, I haven't seen it. Not even sure if I was going to. But it still looks weird to have such a large boiler and such large pistons, and everything else just kind of feels out of scale. Ooh! The Canadian National Doohickey! A gas motor car. What for, I can't say. They don't clarify. Also, wasn't I supposed to read? Oh, I already read that. We've got Frank the Fox teaming with the Queensland Railways Class D611.5 crane from Australia in 1902. Two were manufactured. Intruder alert! But yeah, what did they say here? In 1902, the Bear Peacock and Company built two 060 tank crane locomotives for the Queensland Government Railways with the work numbers 4317 and 4318. They had a saddle tank, and a base of the crane was mounted in the cab, directly behind the firebox. While they had a long overhang in the front, the last axle was mounted on the extreme end of the locomotive. Understandably so. So the base of the crane was located between the second and third axles to carry the weight between them. Their owner designated them 6D11.5, where the 6 stood for the number of driving wheels and the D stood for a tank locomotive. Not sure how a D designates that, but okay. Finally, 11.5 was the cylinder diameter in inches. Both lost their cranes in 1911 and 1912, and they were then used as shunters. With the removal of the cranes, the water tanks could be enlarged from 250 to 570 imperial gallons. Their withdrawals were in April and September of 1927, respectively. And it's just a goofy goober. I gotta say, though, this is a very pristine looking image. And he was number 1! Oh, of course, the McDonald's streetcar. RK315, where did you find this? Found this while I was looking for pictures of a tank engine. From the Urban Transport magazine. Guten Appetit. I swear, the Germans and their McDonald's advertising trains. They got a ballast hopper car back here and some other miscellaneous stuff as well. This one's a repost. If I've ever seen one. Though it looks like the T's been painted over for some reason. Not exactly sure why. Also, why does this look so different from this? Don't tell me this is also photoshopped. $3P51 posted this. Vanderbilt's Sunbeam for the Southern Pacific. I just feel like it's kind of weird to have the Vanderbilt tender look so much smaller in terms of its width compared to the steam locomotive itself with these elevated platforms and the streamlined cladding. Also kind of weird to just kind of see this and not have all the weird nuts and stuff on it. I'm just surprised none of these kinds of streamliners survive with this kind of smoke box door. I do wonder. Oh, and of course it's got a horn because it's the Southern Pacific. I'm just wondering what this is. It's like a scrapped, what was I going to say? It's like a chop shop job here with either some Super Duties or some Gevos. Oh yeah, I hope I remember it this time. This one just says, your pants. Classic repost. Got a nice throw switch lever there. And... oh my. I think this is that one thing in Los Angeles. Yeah, Pasadena City College. This is definitely California, circa 19... I want to say 70-something? Because there aren't intermodals, just tractor trailers on these cars. And they got this goofy Amtrak, which at least I have the sound for that working. But yeah, this looks very grisly. This is what like the Siemens Sprinters would look like if they were produced in the 80s. Oh yes, not very well though. Singles in your area. Click here to find out more. Sterling singles, I swear. And of course, we got lightning in broad daylight. Not a single cloud in the sky. Ka-choo! And we got this goober here. I do think, though, this has been restored to an extent as a fireless steam loco. And this is a double chimney loco for some reason. Not sure if it was necessary, and it's got the tiniest little smoke deflectors. And the concept of a very large tank engine with a very large grate area of 62 square feet and a boiler pressure of 275 pounds per square inch. And this is a what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 214.2. Oh dear. That is a lot. How does it navigate turns? There's got to be some play in the drive axles. Well, I think we're almost done. I think almost. Come on, don't make a liar out of me, internet. Oh dear. It just keeps going. How much have I missed? Like, for real, though. Oh, okay, this is where it stops. We'll try to plow through it. I wasn't planning to. I don't know. Maybe we could wrap it up here, because it is well past 12 a.m., and I should be getting ready for bed. Even though I'm in my pajamas. Why did they put that dude's face on there? That's just cringe. Oh, it's a live-action Thomas the Tank Engine. Where's the Tuca Get Out meme soundbite? I don't have it yet. But whoever did this, shame on you. You should... This is bad and you should feel bad. Get bonked. To whoever created this. I just... That just looks terrifying. And of course they got the tracks upside down for some reason. And what did they do to his face? I mean, it looks weird here, but it looks weird here too. Also the cab. What were they thinking when they made this? We got ourselves a GG1 in JNR livery. We've got this here. Why do I feel like I saw this in a children's book at one point? I don't know why, I just do. And for some reason, there's a couple are missing. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, this is definitely garden scale, like I suspected. It's got the hook and loop couplers from Lehman Grossbahn trains. We got the eat and die trying railway here, which it's just funny looking because I don't know, it just something about it feels like it rusted after they put the lettering here instead of the other way around. I need to get one of these switchers someday. Obviously not the one that says eat, but you get the idea. And this is a repost. But yeah, I think this is probably a good place to stop. I need more material for next week, so I think we can just wrap things up here. School tomorrow. Oh, right, because you're in a different time zone. Anyway, oh, wrong one. So yeah, what was I gonna say? So yeah. Oh, yeah, those things aren't supposed to be there. Hold up. Close enough. Anyway, I just want to remind you all that streams are only made possible through the engagement and contributions of folks like you, and I thank you for that. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe with notifications on. Add this to your favorites playlist. Tell your friends, tell your mom. If you're financially able to support me as well, that would be fantastic. There is a Stream Elements link in the description down below to donate directly to me in such a way that YouTube doesn't take a cut out of it. You can donate a super chat, though that's not recommended by comparison for the reasons I just mentioned. You can support me by becoming a member. It's only 99 cents a month. You could also support me for similar amounts or a little bit more on patreon.com. Always could use some patrons there to help make ends meet, because this ain't putting bread on the table like it's supposed to be. But that's probably neither here nor there. So yeah. Thanks as always for stopping by. I will see you in the next stream, and until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Bye, everybody.